Do you know what my dad does? He boils, I don't know, he makes like pea mush.
Oh, for like pies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it smells feral. And I remember one day I was at like a little bit of a sneaky link, and I was to come home, I had like, it was like a walk of shame. And I was a bit hungover. And I walked upstairs and Dad was making this mush, like literally was nearly on the floor, like dying.
You're listening to Workplace Inappropriate, where HR professionals and their guests discuss real workplace scenarios to answer the question, what is workplace inappropriate? Co-hosts and HR professionals Kearin Lowry, Kate Owen, and Zoe Grahl of WorkforcePositive.com won't bore you with employment law or get righteous about workplace conduct. Instead, they're going to answer real questions, like should I dance on the table at the Christmas party? Or can I tell someone their clothes are workplace inappropriate? Kearin, Kate, Zoe, and their guests are lifting the lid on some HR juice and losing the HR fun police tag. With their A-plus HR advice, you can have fun and still keep your job. Now, here are your hosts, Kearin, Kate, and Zoe.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Workplace Inappropriate podcast hosted by Workforce Positive. So today we have a very interesting topic. We're discussing what is annoying at work. So I'm Zoe and I'm joined today with Kearin and Kate. And we actually got this idea because Kate was reading an article about what's annoying at work, and one of them said listening to music, and that shocked us because we always have the speaker on in the office to create like the vibes. So we thought we'd talk about it and talk about what is annoying at work and the things that you shouldn't be worried about. And so to help us, we consulted Google, so we'll be talking through a little list of things and sort of talking about them and our experience. But first, do you want to talk a little bit about the company?
Welcome to the Workplace Inappropriate podcast, brought to you by Workforce Positive. My name's Kearin Lowry and I'm the Director of Workforce Positive, and we'll take a couple of moments just to tell you a little bit about us. We're a HR consulting firm. We're based in Queensland in Australia, and our passion is to fortify our client businesses against risk, to formulate their success pathway towards their future realised. And as a business owner, I know that your future realised is the zenith of all your plans and goals, all the hopes and dreams that you had when you started your business. So how do we do that? Well, we do all the usual things that you'd expect. Employment contracts, we do recruitment, we do success profiling, we do individual performance, learning and development plans, and we run workshops and team building. But what we're really passionate about is bullying and harassment prevention. The Workplace Inappropriate podcast is part of that purpose that we feel strongly about. Creating workplaces where people feel safe to be themselves, they feel heard, and they know they can come to work and enjoy friendships and engagement with customers and their job, and they don't have to worry about being harassed or bullied or sexually assaulted. That's our ideal workplace and an ideal outcome from our prevention programs. So in our episodes, we're going to discuss everyday things that happen in workplaces all the time. And sometimes they mean nothing. And sometimes they can lead to a very bad outcome for the employees and for the business. So today, we're going to talk about something that's pertinent and interesting, hopefully, and give you some tips about how you can show up and do your best at work and be workplace appropriate. If you have any ideas for our podcast, we'd love to hear them. We'd love to hear topics and questions. Q&A is always open every month for you to submit your questions. And if you're interested as a business owner in learning more about how you can create better workplace interactions and prevent bullying and harassment, then please engage with us. Give us a call on 0746 02 990 or contact us through the website workforcepositive.com to talk to us about our prevention programs. We have an efficient, effective, cost-effective program that you can access on a monthly or annual basis. It's my pleasure to bring you this podcast and I hope you enjoy it. Let's take a moment to introduce the people that make this podcast possible. We have Kate. Kate is our HR program coordinator and my executive assistant at Workforce Positive. She's a current HR student at university studying business management, majoring in HR and maybe accounting, but she hasn't decided yet. Kate's passionate about equity. She loves to do the right thing and she has an incredible work ethic. As a person, she's just a pleasure to have around and so funny. But do watch out for her hockey stick. We have Zoe. Zoe is also a student at the Australian National University studying psychology and international business. She's in her second year and about to jet set off to the UK for a vacation internship or exchange program. I think that's what it's called, an exchange program. Zoe has an incredible interest in communication, psychology, diversity, and she brings all of her own work experiences and experiences at university to the table. She loves to know why things happen, why people communicate, and how they can go astray sometimes. We also have our regular Joe off the street. Now, regular Joe, he represents just that, regular Joe. He's all about not being politically correct, not being censored, saying what you think, and letting everyone just be themselves. So thank you to Kate, Zoe, and Joe off the street for bringing your talents to the show. So don't let me keep you from this episode any longer.
So do we want to start with like, what's your pet peeve in the office? Like, do you have one singular thing that's like, anyone does that, it just grinds your gears?
Ooh.
No? Attack someone right now.
Oh, I think how do I say this? I feel like the most frustrating thing for me is interruption or like the lack of focus at work.
Yeah. Like just, feeling like it's like very, you're not getting a lot done, you're not like into your work, like flowy.
Yes.
It's not a good vibe.
You can't get your flow.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of influence around that, like other people not being in their flow, so they just want to bother you.
And have fun.
Yeah.
That is hard.
Depends on your job.
Yeah. I would say mine, what is it? Probably genuinely like people being late. Like if I have somewhere to be or like something's planned, I like having the day planned for myself. So like when it's like majorly interrupted or like someone's like ruined the whole day just because like they're late or like haven't organized themselves, and it's like a bit frustrating. But obviously things happen, like people make mistakes. It's not always the case, but if it's continuously happening, it's a bit annoying.
Mine would be laziness.
You got a hockey stick out again.
Look out.
Yeah, I can't handle like you come to work to, do your job, like you were paid to work. And I can't handle people that constantly just sitting there, or if you have something to work together, like obviously you're in a workplace, you work as a team, and so everyone has to contribute to that. So when one person isn't contributing that because they're just lazy, it gets very annoying.
Yeah.
Oh God, I thought you were describing uni group assignments.
Yeah, that's
Any group assignment, really.
Any group event. Uh-oh.
I feel like when that happens as well, it changes the whole vibe of the office. Like if everyone feels unmotivated, it's just like, it actually makes me feel worse. Like I'm not having fun. I just feel like, why am I here? Like what am I doing? If everyone's just not doing their stuff.
Yeah.
It's a really long day.
Exactly. You're like, oh, what? Why am I here then?
Well, Zoe touched on the beginning of this podcast about music, right? And one of Kearin's pet peeves, as she said, was losing focus. And something that we actually use in our office to get focused is music. So it was very interesting when I read that article and I seen that the article said that listening to music out loud is annoying. And I guess in some workplaces it could be, if you're just a singular person, like just busting out your like heavy metal jams.
Yeah, I think you have to maybe like consult everyone, because some people will obviously like silence. But like if that's the case, like you can organize ways around that. Like
There's things called headphones.
yeah, exactly. But I'm like, if everyone's happy, no issues.
Has anyone ever used noise cancelling headphones just to block out other people's sound, like without anything playing?
Yeah.
I don't have noise cancelling headphones.
Aren't they all somewhat noise
No,
cancelling?
I actually have done that many a times in like my college dorm room when someone's DJing above me.
Oh,
Those go on. I'm like trying to sleep with like big earphones. It's the only thing that works.
they're living their best life.
Oh God, at 3 a.m. on a Monday. I don't know what they're doing.
They've probably got some issues.
That's annoying.
But I think if you want to listen to music in the workplace, which it does help, like to get you focused.
It gets a good rhythm going.
Yeah, I think it's good to get the consent of everyone in your office.
Yes, 100%. And we've got quite a small office, so it's like not too much of an issue.
And it gets very, very quiet.
Yeah. And we do tend to not have too big a disparity around music tastes.
Yeah,
Which
it's
is
usually
helpful.
it's just usually in the background just to keep us going.
Yeah, it's nice. Should we go to some of our list that people have said?
Love it.
First one, I think this is getting really deep into it. First off the bat, taking credit for other people's work. Ooh, that's definitely a no-no.
I haven't experienced that.
You haven't? Really?
No, I I can't think
Not
of
even
a time.
not even in like school.
Yeah,
or something
school
like that.
happens a lot.
No,
Really?
Yeah, but you tell me about you. I can't think of
Has
a
it,
time.
has it happened to you?
Yeah,
Yeah, me
many
too.
times. It's not that bad. It's just like when you've like maybe let's say you've done the whole group assignment and
Yeah.
people are getting up in front of the class being like, yeah, so we really worked hard on this one. And it's like, did you? Did you? But yeah, I think at work especially it's important because like that's your job. And, you know, if you want to be recognized for doing good work and what your work is. So I think it's just a kindness thing as well. Like if
Respect.
someone worked hard, like you want to give them the respect that they deserve. Like, oh, good job, you did that. Not being like, oh, I did that.
I had a girl, like this is really young, I had a girl fully copy my entire exam,
Oh, wow.
like beside me.
Oh, Lord.
And like I got like an A. And
How?
she copied my entire exam and got an A as well. And the teacher was like, these are the exact same answers, what's the go here? And I basically made the girl cry to confess.
God.
Hockey stick. Don't
I
miss it,
basically
Kate.
abused the girl. That's what she
You know what you did.
I mean, like, if you don't want to catch the fall for that, so that's fair enough. That's like plagiarism. We don't want to
Oh,
get into
definitely.
that.
Because in that situation, well, depending how young you were,
Yeah, you literally get expelled.
but in senior years these days,
You get kicked out of it.
it's, yeah.
Especially in
Just
uni and
serious.
stuff like that. You can get kicked out of uni.
Yeah, I did make the mistake of giving someone an assignment once at uni.
Don't do it. It's terrifying to me.
Now that I think about it, it wasn't a good idea. I just felt like he asked, and I was
That's
like,
what I mean. I'm like, how do you say no?
How do you
I
say
can't
no
say
though?
no.
You just
I'm
do
like,
like
I'll
funny,
have-
like, haha, that's funny. Like, just do it yourself, mate. It's not that hard.
To be fair, I kind of like always like lie my way out. I'm like, oh, I haven't done it yet. I haven't finished. Yeah.
the little
Oh, I'm
white lie.
stressing too.
It's really easy, I hope,
Yeah.
because I haven't done it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I feel like in the workplace, like, taking credit for other people's work, like, might not be, like, big projects, but, like, just little things, you know, like, little emails that do, it could be anything.
I mean, work's like, it's a competitive environment. Like, everyone's trying to like do the best job they can. So if you're like gonna step on people to sort of get up there, that is gonna be annoying to other people.
Oh,
Like,
definitely. Yeah, I'd be really cautious of
Yeah.
doing that. But I do wonder what motivates it, honestly. Like, how hard is it just to catch up on the email or do your bit?
Do your own work, yeah.
Anyway, don't do that.
Don't say.
The second one, eating loudly in a meeting. I'm gonna say eating loudly anywhere.
General, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like sanitary.
Sanitary.
Like, I don't want to see the inside of your mouth or hear it.
Yeah, just the chomping.
Some foods are particularly bad for it.
Yeah.
Chips.
Chips.
I always feel so self-conscious when I'm eating chips anywhere. That's like a public space. I'm like, and it feels
crunch.
so loud in your
I
ear.
think the loudest thing is opening the bag.
Yes.
It's almost like you're alerting the vultures to,
Yeah.
you know,
A chip
come and eat my
packet.
chips.
Yeah. It's like when you open gum, they like sniff it out.
That's true.
That's
That's
true.
true. Gum's bad for it. Food in general, actually. We can talk about that. Smelly food.
Taking people's food out of the fridge.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a big no-no.
that leads to like nasty passive-aggressive signs in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
So what would you do
I don't know.
if someone's nicking your lunch?
I remember, this is just a funny story that I remember, but Mum was like, oh, I've had such a big day at work today. And I was like, oh, what are you doing right now? Like, she was working on the email. She's like, oh, I'm just writing an email about putting food in the lunch and people taking lunch. I'm like, oh, that's your job. Like, such a big day at work, organizing the fridge thief. But
It just happens when you're an executive.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? I was like in grade 10. And I was
It
like,
just gets escalated.
yeah. She's like, I have to deal with it. Stressful.
Very.
Yeah.
Oh, I think so too.
Yeah.
Can I tell a funny story about lunch though?
Yeah. Good.
So, long time ago, there was a guy at work who must have been like, not necessarily early on in his relationship, but let's say, anyway, they're a cutesy kind of couple. And she would put Post-it notes on his lunch. You know, she would make him like a roll, like a salad or roll or something, and wrap it in Glad wrap, and he would put it in the fridge at work. And I don't know about these notes. I don't know if she usually hid them or turned them around or what have you. But this particular day, everybody could see the note. So you open up the fridge and there was this like, I love you, baby. Have a great day note. And like, because most of the floor was women. We were all like, oh my God, like, that's so cute. We put that on your lunch. And he was just like, mortified.
That's so funny.
So it's like, is it annoying for people to
Have to see that.
notice your like vomit-worthy relationship goals?
Honestly, that's on him for leaving it on there. You know, he should have ripped that off. I could have in a little book or something.
We've been talking about how like unattentive or what it takes for a guy to notice anything.
Yeah.
Like he didn't notice the note on his own lunch, but like 50 women on the floor did.
Yeah.
If you didn't see that, that's tragic. Like a pink note on your lunch. You gotta notice it. That's funny though.
Are you allowed to tease him, or is that annoying?
I think it's workplace appropriate. Like a
It's
little
really
like
teasing.
"Oh,
As long as it doesn't become repetitive.
You can tease him for one day.
And if he's sad, if he looks sad,
Stop.
or he voices concern, stop. Yeah, but how would you deal with that? I don't even know.
I don't understand what the initiative to take someone
I don't
else's
understand
food
how you
is
do
unless you're like,
I think it goes back to your first pet hate, laziness.
true. They're just too lazy to go down the street and buy a thing from a cafe. Fair enough.
How long can I nick someone else's lunch for before I have to get off my own backside and make my lunch or buy my lunch?
I don't know if it's just me, but I would like think someone's looking over my shoulder. I would feel so guilty. Like I'd be like, I'm gonna get caught. There's no way I can do this. Yeah.
How can you sit there and eat it in
But
front
I'm
of
like,
everyone?
yeah, and how do you not feel
Don't.
bad?
Maybe you hide.
You run to the bathroom.
Maybe you wait till like 2 o'clock thinking everyone's eating their lunch. I'll just eat it in the corner. Whatever's left at 2 o'clock is free game.
Wow.
They've obviously forgotten their
That's
lunch.
a new low though, I feel like.
But how annoying would that be? Like, you made this beautiful wrap and you put so much effort into making a lunch, and then some guy named Dave just comes and takes your lunch. Like,
Dave from accounting.
yeah.
If someone stole my ham and salad wrap, I would like murder, probably.
Well, would you recall?
I would.
Would you make a really nice looking wrap and then just lace it with
I would literally,
Laxatives?
I would set up a laxative, that's painful.
wasabi? Like mix it with avocado.
Oh god. I think I would like set up a camera.
I like
Yeah,
the
that's
idea of the
fine.
wasabi.
Yeah.
But you can make like pistachio ice cream. You know, from Cars, how made is like, do not eat the pistachio ice cream.
It's
wasabi.
It's wasabi. Hey, but he eats like heaps of it.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Maida.
Oh god. Okay, we've gone off topic.
It is annoying though.
Yeah, it
like,
is
can
really
you fight
annoying.
back against annoying people?
And then you can, but then like to solve it, you like write your name on it. And then people still steal it.
Yeah, no.
They
It's,
knew
and
it
then
wasn't theirs.
And then it becomes war.
yeah, it's more to me.
That's when it's wasabi.
Yeah, that's when it's wasabi and laxatives.
That's when you start to not like people at work, and that's our next episode.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Do I have to like everyone at work? No, you
No,
don't.
you don't.
Well, spoiler alert. What if you make like a really nice looking smoothie? Like smoothies are expensive and take a lot of effort. You know, I've got
These
my
people have no
protein.
guilt. They're
I've got my
monsters.
blueberry.
Monsters. They're monsters.
That's where you put the laxatives.
Yeah.
In the smoothie.
Yeah, that's right. Like maybe just like 4 times the amount of Metamucil required.
No, Metamucil, no.
No,
To get the
worse.
over the counter stuff.
Over the counter.
Stop with your name on it.
Oh god. Anyways. Don't steal people's food or you'll reap the consequences. As we've just made very clear.
Yes.
What's another one? Constantly complaining.
Oh, we didn't talk about smelly food.
Oh, smelly
Oh,
food.
smelly
True. Honestly, like, I'm not that.
I eat tuna all the time.
I'm not that pressed.
I know, and it's so annoying.
I don't feel because I like tuna and I like eggs, so I'm
Yeah.
like, sorry, like I would eat them. You can too.
I can deal with your tuna because like you sit like that way and like we're in like a big office and like it's like I can deal with it for like while you're eating it. I cannot handle when stuff like that or something like that is heated up
Oh.
and like smells out the kitchen.
It
Yeah,
permeates.
true. Have
My-
you experience with that?
Do you know what my dad does? Sorry, Dad. He like boils, I don't know, he makes like pea mush.
Oh, for like pies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it smells feral. And I remember one day I was at like a little bit of a sneaky link and I was going to come home. I had like, it was like a water shame. And I was a bit hungover.
Oh,
and I
no.
walked upstairs and Dad was making this much, like literally was nearly on the floor, like dying of the smell.
Oh my
Because it was so strong.
True. I feel like when it's that extent, a little bit.
I mean, the hangover probably didn't make
Yeah,
it better.
I feel like that intensifies every smell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's not acceptable. Do not make pea mush.
Mushy peas, no.
Especially not on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a good thing. But yeah, I can't handle smelly food.
Yeah. So then it's like, how do you eat your lunch if it's like smelly and you
Well,
don't...
like if it's in like enclosed kitchen, just be like wary of what you're heating up. Like when it's cold, it's fine.
Yeah.
When you're heating up stuff, it like immersifies.
Yeah, I think
the
just be
smell.
smart about it. Like, be considerate.
If you are going to open a window,
True. Yeah. Or go outside, have a little munch on a little step.
Get
Get
out.
out of the office.
Get some fresh air
Okay.
to go with your lunch.
Spending too much time on the phone, like social media,
Oh,
I mean, that just comes back to like not having a work ethic and being a little bit lazy.
yeah,
So
pretty well.
probably not the best idea.
I mean, phones have become such an important aspect of everybody's lives, and it's a huge part of working life now as well.
Mm.
So it's like it's hard to differ,
Disengage.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like differ from.
Well,
what
there are a lot
you're
of
doing.
things we do where we have to like check our phones, like going on social media, like going on Facebook, LinkedIn, like you can like do all that stuff on your phone. It's just easy because it's like muscle memory. I think the difference is probably just like sitting there scrolling on TikTok, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're having a little break, you're checking your messages, that's not an issue. But like if you're sitting there hours on end, like online shopping,
Yeah.
that's when it becomes a little bit annoying.
I don't know. I pretty well set my phone to silent, no vibrate,
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, it's probably good. It makes you just like
bothers you.
focus.
I know lots of people that just put it in their bag, put it in their drawer, try and ignore it.
Yeah.
It's super distracting. Simon Sinek did something about phones that it's
Yeah.
kind of scary, the amount of concentration loss and like the lack of productivity, like the lack of ability to actually have ideas and have connected thoughts because they're just constantly interrupting our brain, basically.
I want to get a flip phone, honestly. I've been
Ooh.
considering it for months now.
What does that mean?
Like, just get like a brick phone where I can like text
Brick
people, call people,
And that's
and
it.
that's it. And then get a camera so I can like still snap photos.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But like not, it doesn't have to be all the time, but just like, I feel like sometimes it's good to just like go off the grid
Flip
and like
phones.
not.
We're very cool.
Yeah, I love them. I'll bedazzle it.
Bedazzle
It's cute.
Love it.
We're in the 90s now.
Yeah. We're reverting back.
Yeah.
What about constantly complaining about work? Or about your
Why you make me doing
coworkers?
this again?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a bit of that.
Complaining.
Why?
Yeah. I feel like it's always going to happen, but it's funny. It's like when it becomes serious and constant is when it's annoying.
I think if you really don't like a job, go get another one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
That's what I feel about everything. I'm like, if you hate it there, why are you there?
I think as soon as you start complaining about people,
Mm.
that's when it gets annoying.
Yeah.
But it's like, no.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
I'm like, if you have a problem, go sort it out, you know, or talk about it with someone. Because it's not good to just like constantly.
Bombard your work colleagues.
Yeah. And then everyone else, you like plan ideas in everyone else's heads. Like maybe they don't have a negative experience, but then everyone just sort of like is like sheep. And so like when you talk about all that stuff, people become like negative towards that person. And I'm like, I don't think it's worth like telling everyone. I just think it's a little bit toxic. What about being a know-it-all?
Oh, but what if you do know everything?
I feel like there's ways you can be humble about it.
Always
I
being
feel like
right.
you know those people that are just like consistently, like they won't listen to anyone else because they think their way is the only way of doing it, which
Yeah,
is frustrating.
No, okay. You're like, oh, that's me. I know how to do everything. I know boats.
Sometimes I'm like that.
Sometimes it's
You can admit
okay. Like when you do know it, you know. I just think, yeah, like being open to hearing everyone's ideas is important.
And some people do like to try things out for themselves, even if they don't know what they're doing and the person next to them does.
Mm.
They still want to try it themselves first.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like someone's always going to want to try it their way before they take blind advice. Like it's a classic saying of you have to make mistakes to learn.
exactly.
So it's like you can't force someone, even though you may know it's going to work out how it's meant to.
Yeah.
They have to learn it for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Everything that is
Even
meant
if
to
it's
be.
annoying, it's a good annoying thing because that's how people learn in the workplace is to make mistakes.
Yeah. And that's potentially like impatience as well. Like
Yeah.
you've got to temper your own expectations You continually do things for other people or expect them to do everything exactly as you tell them to, then what do they do next time you're not there?
Yeah.
And they have an anomaly.
Yeah.
They become a baby.
Yeah, learned helplessness.
Yeah. Maybe we can talk about like what to do if you do find someone annoying. Like, how do you?
There's not really much to do about it. I think this episode's more about self-awareness.
Yeah.
About stop being annoying.
Yeah. What are you doing that's annoying? You should stop it.
I don't know. I think as a HR team, like you're going to get people come to you and say such and such is annoying and doing this or putting this in the microwave or taking my lunch. And there's this expectation that HR is going to fix everything.
You can't really.
I don't know.
I mean, I think another issue
Put a sign on the microwave,
is some people,
sign on the fridge.
signs everywhere.
Signs, aggressive signs.
I think the other
Picture
issue
of Kearin everywhere.
I mean, that would scare me into doing the right thing.
No tuna.
Says you. There's a stack of tuna in the fridge.
I love tuna.
Yeah, I know.
It's Kate that doesn't like tuna. Maybe we should have like a hockey stick. And if you pick up the hockey stick and start walking around, everyone knows like
yeah.
Oh, you know,
It's like the
Actually-
sharing stick.
who told me about some lady has ducks? She has a duck system. So she has like 3 ducks. If she has 3 ducks on her desk, she's approachable. You come and talk to her, she's fine. Come in, talk to her. If she has 2 ducks, bear with caution, you know?
Uh-huh.
She's like a little bit frustrated, she's a little bit annoyed. 1 duck, maybe stay out. Definitely knock if you absolutely need her. 0 dogs, steer clear.
Ah.
So it's like a visual aid of how someone is.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be confused. Like, does 3 ducks mean I'm at my worst possible point? Don't come in. Like, you're counting the ducks and trying to make sure the
Yeah.
person's actually not
But it's
going
like
to eat you alive.
it's a thing about my ducks are in row.
Oh.
It's the saying.
I wish I had that for my door in my house.
Hey, yeah, for uninvited
Seriously.
visitors.
I'm just like, 0 ducks, please. I can't do it.
Put them on your bedroom
But
door.
like 5 ducks, I want to hang out.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm lonely, please come.
Yeah.
Me and my ducks.
I actually would love
waiting
that.
for
That's
you.
good.
But are you thinking about uni? Like,
Oh, both.
like
Like my family as well.
maybe we need like statuses.
Yeah.
Like our WhatsApp status is just like a number of ducks.
Yeah.
Leave me
Respect
alone.
the ducks.
Okay.
It's funny.
I don't know. So self-awareness, but what does self-awareness really mean?
I mean, I think the issue is some people are just so different that they're not gonna find each other and enjoyable to hang out with. Like some people have literally 0 self-awareness and will just like talk, be like really loud and like not care what anyone thinks because that's just how they're wired.
Mm-hmm.
And some people are really quiet and like perceive everything and are really like in their heads about stuff.
And
So like those people are gonna clash and like
People-
I don't know
yeah.
how you deal with that.
People
We'll talk about
everything. People find everything annoying.
Yeah.
Like no matter what it is.
Oh, some people are just ruthless though. Like they'll literally get annoyed at every single thing, and it's like, you need to
And
do
then
it.
that's then they're annoying.
They're
Trying
constantly
to-
at 0 ducks.
Well, as Taylor Swift would say, you need to calm down. Right? Like,
Get some coping.
we need all of our life advice from Tay Tay.
Alright, what's next? What about like speakerphone in the office?
I mean, it depends on what call you're taking.
I love it. There was a time where like I had no headphones. I was doing like video calls in the office. So annoying. I was even annoyed. I was like, this is so loud.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like one time off, you know.
No, it went on for a while.
Never mind.
It was like a whole day.
It was
like,
a whole,
constant.
at least a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just went to the other room.
Yeah, leave me alone with my annoying
Go into the
video
conference
calls.
room. I can't think of many others. There probably is some.
There's a whole theory called Go Direct. So Go Direct is you can triangulate an event by going to a third party and complaining or asking them to intervene, like a manager or a HR team member. Or you can, the 2 people who are in the interaction, the one that's aggrieved and the person who, the other party, who is the other party. The idea is if you go direct, then the aggrieved party and the person who was also in the situation, they know exactly what happened. Whereas a manager or another third party, they're going to be making assumptions and they're going to get told the other person's point of view, which is all new to them. And then they're like, I don't know what to think anymore.
Yeah.
Whereas if you can go direct and say, look, I'm going direct. This is what I think happened. This is how I felt, or I noticed that this happened and this is what I thought about it. Is that what you meant to have happen? Is that the impact that you were expecting? And then they can say, yeah, I took your lunch because I was hungry and you hadn't eaten it by 2 o'clock. So what's your problem? I'll get you lunch tomorrow. Stop making such a big deal out of it. And then you get the opportunity to say, well, hey, I went there to make my lunch and put it in the fridge. If you're hungry and you think I'm not going to eat it, then instead of just taking it from the fridge and trying to hide it from me, how about you ask me? I'd probably say yes, but that's way better, workplace manners, interaction, kind, thoughtfulness than just nicking my lunch.
Yeah. It's just about communication. Yeah. Talking about things that upset you. It's hard though sometimes. I feel like, what you do is really annoying.
But do you find that people who are avoidant actually create more conflict?
Yeah.
Like, I'm avoiding asking you for your lunch.
Yeah.
But I'm still prepared to eat it. And now you have to go to the effort to find me and talk to me about the lunch.
It's just like grow a set and do it at the start.
Yeah, where's your set of whatever it is that you need? Maybe you need a set of brains.
Yeah. Grow a set of brains. Yeah, that's true, actually. Avoidance does really create a cycle. That's bad.
But we think we're avoiding the conflict, but all we're doing is creating.
Could just have it over and done with that start.
I mean, there's something we can touch on really quickly. Kearin did mention that she read something about, in this day and age, and especially in the last 2 years with COVID, a lot of our work has moved online and has gone to Teams and working with Zoom and, from home and stuff like that. So Kearin was reading an article about annoying things that people do while they're on Zoom.
Yeah.
There's things like not wearing pants while you're on Zoom.
Yep.
That's one I just made up. I know that's annoying for me.
But most people never find out that you're not wearing pants.
Or would you stand up?
Or you think this is a double whammy. You think that your camera is off, but it's on, and you're not wearing pants, and you stand up to go get something, and everyone sees.
You can't say that. What about the hilarious stories about people's partners coming through? Some people live in quite close quarters.
Yeah.
Coming through.
That's how I feel when I had to
Coming through the
work. Because I work remotely.
Yes.
And I had to work in the living room. Everyone's just making a ruckus. And I'm I'm cool.
Yeah, I made Zoe's whole family.
Yeah. They walk past. I'm like, you're right.
But there was on this list was things like eating on Zoom. So we have said eating in close quarters is not that fun. But people get annoyed by people eating on camera. You can't hear it or smell it. You might be able to hear
People get
it.
annoyed by that.
You definitely can't smell it. Yeah. They find it really
distracting,
rude. It's like you're on a call, therefore you can't be doing anything else. Whereas if someone was sitting at their desk having a cup of coffee, no one would care.
That is
to have
weird.
your undivided attention.
Yeah.
It does kind of feel like that when you're on call. You want to be completely attentive.
Even though you're staring at the wall behind the camera.
Even though you're just looking at yourself in the bottom corner.
Yeah, true.
And just
every face.
Yeah. But there's a couple of other things. I get annoyed when I am doing something training, or where I say to people at the start, interactive, so there's time to mute and unmute yourself so you can talk, try and stay on camera so that we can actually talk to each other. And people just refuse to actually go on camera. What's happened there?
It's because it's when you're in person, you don't have a wall, you don't have a protection. Whereas when you're people would much rather be unseen than seen, but still participate. So it's when you have on a call, you've got this wall that you can use. Yeah. So people are well, I'm not going to talk. It's I have never talked in any lecture that I've had online.
I find, at uni, the best classes I have that are if you have a tutorial online during COVID or something like that, the best classes I had were when they forced us to have our cameras on and everyone's talking.
Yeah.
Because you just
you get everyone's opinions and stuff.
Yeah. But if you have the choice to be not like if you have the choice to not engage, if you don't really want to, then like
You
that's what happens.
Yeah,
You don't have to. Then you're gonna choose not to. Which is everyone there. Like it's more there us, like the person on the
But
other
it is
side.
annoying because it's like, well, as like a presenter who's conducting the session, it's annoying because no one's interacting.
Or you just think, are you actually
I mean, why are you
in the
here?
session or are you
Yeah.
on your email?
Yeah. I mean, why are they doing training if they're not gonna?
Yeah.
You should force them next time. Be like, you're only allowed to come if you have your camera on.
So they're like, well, I'm here on a compulsory basis.
So they have to.
So I have to. The whole mute, unmute thing.
Yeah.
You're on mute. You're on mute. Sweet, like that really frustrates other people.
How do I screen share again?
Yeah.
That's
How do I
funny.
get his cat background off?
Honestly, I find times like that funny. I'm like, that's so funny.
Oh, and Zoe, I have to like FaceTime Zoe on my phone because I can't get my camera to work and I have the little
sheath on.
sheet thing
I
on.
literally told her, I was like, do you have the sheath on? She's like, what? I didn't know. Like, when I first opened it up, I was like, why is my camera not working?
Privacy.
It's a
Yeah.
privacy sheath. No one can watch us. We don't want. We're not going to get hacked.
That's clever.
Yeah.
I love it. So, I don't know. If someone's being annoying in the workplace, throw a duck at their head.
Yeah.
Tuck in the head.
Maybe-
We don't condone violence in the workplace.
Make it a
Laxatives,
stop.
wasabi,
Make it like a soft rub
hockey
duck.
sticks. Got a lot of good options there.
I think just be self-aware in the workplace is your best idea. Like if you think you're being annoying, maybe just calm it down. If
If someone like gives you these eyes, like the dagger eyes, like
just be observant.
maybe be like, what did I do to make them look at me like that?
Maybe Google and see if there's a Reddit post about you. Oh, that's me.
Yeah, just do some reflection if you think you're being annoying, because you might be, or you might not be. You're just overthinking it as well. Yeah, so try not to be too worried or anxious in the workplace.
Usually
Yeah.
people will get used to your habits if they are annoying.
Honestly, that's kind of true.
Acceptance. They just kind of love you for who you are.
Yeah, back in high school, I had a coworker and I just could not work with her. And then by the end, we were friends.
Oh,
So yeah,
what changed?
I don't know. I think I just got used to her and I was like, oh, that's just who she is. And like, it's not on purpose. She's not acting like that to be that sort of person. That's just like how she was brought up. It's like, oh, that's not her fault sort of thing. Rather than, oh, they're being annoying on purpose. You know?
Oh, yeah. We
I don't know how to explain that
associate
without like going into
blame.
Yeah.
We make it about us. They're going out of their way to be annoying
To us.
towards us
Yeah.
and ruin our lives.
But that's not true. Sometimes people are just like inherently annoying.
And lovable.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think that's all for today.
I think we've been helpful, right?
Yeah, we've talked about a lot of things.
Everyone's like
Might be
overthinking
annoying.
and now like, I'm so
Oh my
annoying.
God. I don't want to get spiked.
With laxatives.
It's fine, you're safe. No one does that.
Maybe you can send us in some questions about your annoying workplace
Tell us
situations.
stories about.
And if you've ever been spiked with laxatives, we'd love to hear.
I don't
or
think
wasabi.
I would.
I want to know what happened.
Oh my god. All right, well, on that note, thanks for joining us today, guys. Tune in next week for what to do if you don't like, do you have to like your co-workers? Very relevant to this episode.
Next month.
Oh yeah, next month, sorry. Not next week.
One day at a time.
Yeah. Too fast.
We're going for the championship round here.
All right. Bye, everyone. Cheers.
Thanks for joining us and listening to the Workplace Inappropriate podcast. As a business owner, I'm very grateful for the other businesses that we work with to make this possible. Our suppliers do an impeccable job and we're so grateful for Premier Sound and Lighting. Justin Myers, thank you for making us sound so good. Dave, in Ireland, we had to go all the way to Ireland to find the best production guy there is, but you make us look good and you keep it classy with your editorial. Thank you very much. To Anthony, our voiceover guy, you're the best voiceover guy there is. Thank you. Jess Ritchie from Transformational Brand Lab, thank you for our branding and imagery. It's just beautiful. Thank you for listening and we'll see you next month.
Thanks for listening to Workplace Inappropriate from WorkplacePositive.com. Workforce Positive offers a fresh approach to bullying and harassment prevention training. Our training goes beyond the legislative definitions. We apply learning to real examples so that your team are equipped to make the best possible decisions on their conduct. With the Workplace Inappropriate Training Program, employers have access to monthly live training to induct new team members every 30 days, ensuring that you're always current with your legal obligations to actively prevent bullying and harassment at work. We have your policy, process, conduct charter, and training covered. all in one place. Contact workforcepositive.com at www.workforcepositive.com to learn more.